Greetings everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be doing our sip and chat, our review of all the teas we drank in May. A bit delayed this month because there's been a lot of puppy drama and everything has just been really stressful. So I haven't gotten around to doing the videos, but they should be coming up pretty quickly now. I'm going to be recording a couple today and on Monday. So they should all be coming up within the next 2 weeks. So there won't be too much of a gap between all of them. So I'll be uploading them pretty quickly. It was a big month tea-wise. We got David's Tea, we got Tea Runners, Tea Sparrow, and Tea Surprise. So it was a lot of teas to get through. There were a lot of favorites. There were a couple of misses. I would say it was a pretty even spread over most of them, except for perhaps Tea Surprise. Tea Surprise, I've not been thrilled with the box, and this will be the last box, and we'll probably move on to a different subscription for July. So we'll see how it goes with this box. I haven't unboxed this box yet, but so far 2 boxes, and I am not overly impressed, to put it that way. There was one in Tea Surprise that was pretty tasty, so I mean, at least there was one. Overall, I would say I can't really pick a winner, a tea winner this month. There were too many to pick from, and they were all nice in their own way. Overall, I would say the box that probably won this month would be, well, May, would be David's Tea, just because there wasn't any misses out of the whole box, and I had a couple of favorites, and most of them were good. They were not, I wouldn't run to the store to go and buy them, but they weren't bad by no means. So the rest of the boxes were sort of split, so it was hard to pick from there. So I would say overall David's Tea won the May box, and I couldn't pick a favorite tea. There were just too many to pick from across the board. They all were nice in their own ways, so it's not fair to pick one over the others. Okay, so as always, I have my lovely app that I track everything. It's a table that I have, so that's what it looks like. Nothing crazy, but it allows me to put star reviews and names and whether I would buy it or not buy it again. So that's normally how I judge if a tea is good or not, is would I buy it again. And if it comes on sale, you know, I would definitely buy lots of it. So that's how I judge my criteria for teas that are good or not good. So David's Tea, the best tea I felt personally out of the May box was the Dragon Fruit Aloe. It is great warm and great cold. I can't complain about it either way. I'm very happy with it. I would definitely buy more of it. It was a very nice, refreshing tea. It was very light and refreshing, and something I really enjoyed drinking. So not that our weather has been delightful for drinking iced teas. It's been pretty miserable where we are, even though it's summer. So there we go. Our summer is just majorly delayed. Evidently this weekend we are turning the switch into going from winter weather to extreme summer weather with no sort of transition between. So it's like Mother Nature forgot that we were supposed to have a summer and then suddenly decided, oops, okay, just crank it all the way. So it's going to be hot this weekend. So the rest of them, there was Jessie's Tea, there was a Strawberry Kiwi Capri. The Strawberry Kiwi Capri was nice, but Tea Sparrow had a strawberry one and it was better. So that's why it didn't get a high star review. It got a medium star review just because I compared it to the other teas we had. And the rest of them were pretty good. The Peach Pucker was okay. I really struggled to find a really good peach tea that really brings that sort of summer peach through. Most of them come close, but it's just not the same The scent is always there, but once you steep the tea, it doesn't really taste that peachy. So that's always disappointing. The Maracuja mango, I tried it iced. It was a little bit better than warm, but still, it's the flamingo one that I have is better. So that was it for David's tea. So the dragon fruit aloe was definitely the winner out of the box, with the rest of them sort of being middle of the road. Nothing great, but nothing horrific either. Then tea runners. It was a bit of a weird box we got this May. It was very fallish, I would say, flavor-wise. There was a chai, and there was a couple of chais actually, and very heavy teas. Not something you would think for a spring sort of summer box, in my opinion. They were all good. They were tasty, and seeing we had cold weather, it actually worked out pretty well. The favorite out of the tea runners box was the coconut crushed chai. That was actually pretty tasty. The other three was the sacred tulsi spiced, the snickerdoodle, and the turmeric chai, and those were all sort of middle ground. The snickerdoodle wasn't too cinnamony. I was worried it might be too cinnamony, but it was pretty good. So out of that, the box, the coconut crushed chai sort of won the day there. And then Tea Sparrow had two that were pretty good, and that was the strawberry cream and the strawberry kiwi. The strawberry cream sort of surprised me. I wasn't expecting it, but it was kind of sweet and sour, like a sweet sour candy. So that caught me by surprise that it had, because strawberry cream doesn't give you an indication that it's going to be sour in any way. So it caught me by surprise. It kind of reminded me a bit of the pink lemonade that David's Tea used to have. I don't know if they still have it or they've changed the recipe, but that used to be my favorite tea in the summer, because it had that sour, gummy, sort of sweet, sour, gummy sort of scent and flavor. It really makes your mouth water just smelling it. And it was a huge favorite of mine, and still is. I still have some. But this one reminded me a lot of that, the strawberry cream. I don't know that they should call it strawberry cream. I would suggest they change the name. But out of them both, the strawberry kiwi, I would have expected more to have that sour play in the background, but it was more sweet. So it's kind of interesting how that worked out. There was also an Earl Grey. I don't really enjoy Earl Greys. And there was a Sencha green tea, also wasn't my favorite. So it had two sort of low stars and two sort of high stars. So it sort of finished in the middle. And then Tea Surprise, we had some weird stuff this month. There was like this, it looked like a hollowed out nutshell that had tea stuffed in it. I don't know if that describes it any better. It was wrapped in gold foil. It was in no English, so I had no idea what it was or what I was supposed to do with it. So I did the best I could. Wasn't good. I would not recommend getting that, or would even drink it ever again. I probably drank it wrong. I don't know. It was kind of a confusing tea, because I've never seen a tea stuffed inside a shell before. So it's kind of, I didn't know if I had to steep it with the shell or try and empty the tea out of the, like I said, it was a mystery. English instructions would have been very helpful in that situation. The Osmanthus tea, which was a black tea, was a little heavy for me. I didn't enjoy it. Then there were the tea drops. The vanilla flavor was better than the strawberry shortcake flavor. I will say that. Still, I would not opt to buy it if I had the choice. I would say it's convenient for convenience sake of having a tea and sugar in a little disc that you can just throw into a cup of hot water, and you still want not a artificial, you know, not artificial, but generic tea in a bag kind of situation. You want your loose leaf tea. This would be a good option for traveling, but for day-to-day drinking, not really. The one I really enjoyed out of this box was called La Vie en Rose, and it had a lot of rose petals in it. It smelled like a rose garden, and it pretty much tasted you could really taste the rose that came through. So I would say it was a pretty good tea, and it was also one of my highest rated teas. So there were 2 from Tea Sparrow, 1 from I've got a little hair from the dogs. Always hate that when that happens. And then there was 1 from David's Tea and 1 from Tea Runners. But the 2 from Tea Sparrow sort of got downgraded by the 2 that weren't great in Tea Sparrow, so that's why I couldn't really pick a favorite tea. I mean, they were all favorites, the few that I've mentioned, but I couldn't pick one that was like, okay, this one beat all the others hands down. They were all good in their own way, and they all had their own flavor profiles that were pretty good. So that is pretty much it for the tea review. Like I said, this is the last month I'm going to do Tea Surprise. So far, I mean, this box that's waiting to be unboxed at the moment could knock my socks off, and I would be like, wow, you know, this was really fantastic. But so far it's been pretty disappointing. It's very, it seems like they're doing the same brands, just different kinds from the different brands, and so far a lot of them aren't what I would pick myself to drink. And while they do a herbal, a green, a black, and a white tea, it's very generic, I would say. Not generic, but nothing that I would go, wow, that's an undiscovered tea that I would really like to know more about that brand and go and buy more from that brand. That's nothing like that. They do give a little gift. The first gift was kind of disappointing. This one, the last month, was a spoon. I don't know what's in this month, so we'll have to see. But so far, not overly impressed. I would say I've gone through Dollar Tea, which wasn't the greatest, Amoda Tea, and now Tea Surprise. And I would say Amoda Tea probably was a slightly better curated box than Tea Surprise. Tea Surprise has been very disappointing, to be honest, for me, just because it's not a lot of teas that I like drinking. And so far I've just not, I mean, the boxes, they do a good job of presentation, but it's just not my cup of tea, if you'd pardon the pun. So this will probably be the last month. I've gotten some suggestions from the chat, so I might try one of those. So we'll have to see what happens for July. Okay, everyone, thank you very much for watching. More videos will be coming shortly, and we will start the June unboxings. Okay, everyone, have a good day.